Thompson. We have, we've been working here for a handful of years, and we have some few updates that we want to share with you in terms of our volleyball program. So again, thanks for coming. If you don't mind, we'll kind of go over a quick overview of what's coming this fall. So if you don't mind, kind of save your questions until after we kind of go through everything. The information that we're about ready to share with you is all updated on our website at goldcrownfoundation.com under the volleyball tab. And again, this is our fall volleyball league that we're going to be talking about. So, real quick, we've decided for the fall to make a few little changes. Nothing too drastic, but we plan to offer 3 different divisions this fall: gold, silver, and we're now going to change to a bronze division. So. For those of you that participated last year, we did have a gold and silver division, but we also had our development league. That's kind of being transitioned to our bronze. So anyways, a quick overview. The gold division is, players must be on a team prior to playing. We will be offering 2 grade levels, 7th and 8th grade, so not 6th grade this year. We'll kind of go over that here in a second. It is a 12-match season, so nothing's changed there. Doubleheader matches. Practice time is not included into the individual player fee. The individual player fee is $190. That league is kind of designed for, it's obviously the best of these 3 divisions that we're offering. We kind of envision teams that are, well established, competitive teams that want to play against other competitive teams. And again, that's just for 7th and 8th grade. Moving down to the silver division, this one is kind of a hybrid between the 2. We are offering it to individuals and teams. So if there are full teams that want to play, they can certainly do so. But if there's an individual that is interested in participating, we can kind of help, formulate teams and that sort of thing. So we will be offering 3 grade levels. So it is 3rd and 4th grade combined, 5th and 6th grade combined, and 7th and 8th grade combined. Practice time is also not included. However, and this also applies for the gold division, but we do have some gym time kind of carved out on Friday evenings for the teams that are interested in booking additional gym space, or if they can't find gym space in their area or at their local schools or whatever. We do have some practice space carved out for Friday evenings. That division is also $190 per player. So that we kind of envision that one to have teams with experience, but maybe not the competitive team that wants to play in the gold. Maybe they've participated in our winter or spring league or another school league. So that's kind of how we envision this silver division to break down. Lastly is our bronze division. So this is, like I said, more probably directed at the development kid, the kid that's maybe new to the sport with minimal playing experience. Similar to the silver division, we have 3 grade levels: 3rd and 4th grade combined, 5th and 6th grade combined, and then 7th and 8th grade combined. Under this one, we will be forming the teams and looking for volunteer coaches to fill those. Same thing though, if players have a parent or a couple kids that want to play together, or friends or whatever, we can accommodate that. This one is a 6-match season. It is less than the 12-match because they won't be playing 2 matches every weekend. They'll only be playing 1 because it is a practice play model. So, the first portion will be obviously practice, and then shortly thereafter, they will start their 1 match for the week. So that one is, that league is a little less, which is $175 per player. So that's kind of the general outline of the divisions that we will be offering. I know there's going to be some questions on how to start a team, and requirements for coaching and that sort of thing. I did want to open it up real quick to anybody who might have any questions pertaining to the outline of the different divisions. So, one of the reasons why we made these changes is we wanted, we felt like there were a few too many obstacles for some individuals to play in our leagues. So we made these changes to kind of make sure that we were accommodating to everybody. We also wanted to differentiate between the levels of competition. Last year we had the fall league, which was the gold and silver divisions, and then the development league. There were, I would argue that there were some people in each one of those leagues that may have been a better fit for the other league. And so this, offering this all kind of under one umbrella kind of allows people to, find a better fit for themselves, whether it's an individual or a team. Um, April, I don't know if you want to jump in on anything that maybe I'm glossing over real quick.
Well, I just kind of wanted to touch base on the practice time for the gold and the silver division. Obviously we do, like I said, we did carve out some time at Gold Crown on Friday nights if you can't find, or if your school in your area doesn't allow it. But we also have insurance under Gold Crown. So if there's a middle school or another school that you want to apply for and get gym time, just let us know, because you can do that under our insurance, because most schools require that you have an insurance policy. And if you need help, email us, call us, because we want to make this work for everybody. And we've kind of heard that finding practice time might be an issue. And so just let us know what we can do, because we're here to help you guys. We want to make it as easy as possible, whether you're registering individually or team-based. And so just let us know what we can do, because that's exactly what we're here for, is to grow this and make it a positive experience for all of you.
Yeah, kind of going back to how to start a team. Gold Crown, we're kind of known for being a quote unquote feeder league, meaning that the kids or the teams that participate, they play on a team that'll eventually feed into whatever high school they're going to attend. That's still very much our backbone and definitely part of our beliefs, and we want to promote that as much as possible. For that gold division, we are opening it to, if there's a club team that wants to participate, or, another team that may not, qualify as a feeder team, we want to be accommodating to them as well. But going back to the feeder and how to start a team, I would say the best place to start is maybe with the varsity coach at the high school that you're kind of wanting to fall under. They may be able to provide resources such as, practice time, or just, how to get word out within their community or whatever it might be. I'd say that's the first place to start, but just know that if you aren't able to get a hold of them, or maybe they are unsupportive in whatever way, that's not the end all be all. You can still continue and call yourself, say, for example, Lakewood, even though you're not associated with the Lakewood High School feeder program. So just something to keep in mind. A few other hurdles that you might face. Obviously, you're going to want to have a coach. So whether that's a parent volunteer or somebody that's willing to step in and take the lead on that, that's a good way to start. We for the bronze division, we are offering jerseys. Well, let me rephrase that. All three of these divisions, we will be offering jerseys. It's part of the participation fee. So that's one hurdle you will not have to worry about. What are some other things that I might be missing?
Well, as far as Jeff kind of touched on it, but getting with the varsity coaches, we will be sending emails. We'll reach out to all the teams, and usually they'll have a tryout date or a placement date in sometimes it's August, early July, August, but we will try and post those. We'll try and send them to you as soon as we get them. We're actively going to reach out to all these coaches. Some of the schools are having turnover and stuff with head coaches, but we will try and get you guys as much contact information if you can't find it, because we know that is difficult as well sometimes.
Amber, I see your question there about the silver division and what's the expectation of practices and stuff like that. I would say, on average, teams practice from 1 to 2 times a week. It's certainly, there isn't a requirement of a minimum of 2 or anything like that. I would say that there's, there might even be teams out there that practice 3 times a week. I don't know that. I think 1 time a week would certainly suffice, especially for that silver division. And yes, the games matches will be played on Sundays. I'm happy you brought that up. So we kind of have designated time frames throughout the day for each one of these divisions to play. The bronze division will be played in the mornings. And then we'll transition to the silver and gold and that sort of thing more in the afternoon, maybe midday, depending on numbers and that sort of thing. One thing I did want to mention, we're actually pretty excited to offer this for the first year, but we are going to be doing a high school league. So I'm not sure if there's older siblings or anything, but we're going to be doing a high school league that will take place on Sunday evenings, probably start around the 5 to 6 p.m. time frame. And it'll be designed for kids who are not playing high school volleyball. So whether they get cut or maybe they don't go out for the team or whatever it might be. So that'll be open to ninth through 12th graders for that. So anyways, that's kind of the outline of how Sundays will work. But Amber, I hope that answers your question regarding the practices per week. So, going back to the benefits of playing Gold Crown, obviously we're biased, but, April and I, we do this full time. We, here at Gold Crown, we offer volleyball, basketball, golf, and we're actually dabbling in girls flag football. Gold Crown's been around for over 30 years, very well-run organization. And, we take a lot of pride in doing what's best for the kids. That's kind of our number one objective. And, this league itself has been around since our field house was built in 2003. And, the league's changed quite a bit since I've been here, but, April knows this better than I do, but seeing the kids' faces on Sundays when they come in and, we have a 8-court volleyball facility in Lakewood for those of you who haven't been there. And it's just, like I said, we take a lot of pride in being a well-organized foundation and league for the kids. And we make sure that the coaches have requirements that they go through to coach in our league. Background checks and concussion certifications, and we have mental health course that we have them go through. So we take a lot of pride in expecting a lot from our coaches, but we also want to try to make it as turnkey as possible for them. So, that's where April and I can kind of lend a hand there. So,
and just so you guys know, like one of us will be there all week. I'll usually be there. Dominic, I see your question. The high school teams will start the same time as our fall league, which I believe is the last week of September. I will get with you. We're gonna have cards we'd like to hand out to the area coaches for anyone that gets cut. If you could hand them to the kids. We've done that with basketball, and we've just found it's a great opportunity. Gives kids. We just want to give kids a chance to play, and I'm sure as a head coach, it's hard turning kids away. But I will get with you. I'll reach out to you and get you all that information. And the league does run 9/29 through 11/3. So, and the high school league would be Sunday nights.
Yeah, so April's right. It does follow the same dates as the other leagues. So September 29th through November 3rd are those dates. And again, we plan on definitely communicating with the high schools. Obviously, the tryouts, high school tryouts happen in early August. So we definitely want to have a strong presence at those tryouts, and whether it's a postcard or information available. So look out for that information. I do see that there's a question about scholarships. Yes, thank you for bringing that up. Another thing we're very prideful in is we are a true 501c3 nonprofit, and we do offer scholarships to anybody in need. Our motto is we're not going to turn anybody away for financial reasons. So there is a scholarship application up on our website, and it's a pretty basic application. You fill it out. Our coworker Jordan, who's not here in this meeting right now, but Jordan oversees our scholarships, and he works with that person, on a one-on-one basis, and finds a price tag that's affordable, and go from there. So yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. We do not turn anybody away for financial reasons.
Yeah, like Jeff said, our main goal is just for kids to play. Like, we just want kids to play. We want to grow this. So if you guys have any great ideas, because again, we revamped this to appeal to more kids and make it more accessible, but we're willing to grow, we're willing to learn. And some of you coaches know way more than I do, so please pass your knowledge. I recognize a few of your names, so thank you guys for being here, but we just want to make this a positive experience and have it grow. So please always shoot us an email, let us know if you have some great ideas, because we just want this to be awesome for everybody.
So going back to the practice time that we kind of have allotted for Friday nights, that will be an additional fee, just like if you were to rent it somewhere else. We would have you work closely with our facility staff, but the cost we'll keep it low. I can't remember what the current cost is. I want to say it's $30 to $40 an hour for a practice time for one court. So again, that's kind of carved out at our facility in Lakewood, which we'd love to have multiple field houses, but unfortunately our facility is, or I should say, fortunately our facility is located in Lakewood, so that might be far for some teams to travel, but again, at least it's some form of practice time that's allotted for the teams that are in need.
And we can provide the balls for you guys as well. The nets we'll put up, we'll provide the balls. So it's a great place to come. Great facility. We can do 8 courts. Is that correct?
Yeah, 8 courts.
8 courts.
Yep.
So there's plenty of room for any teams that need it on Friday nights.
Anybody have any other questions?
One question. Can you hear me? Sorry, my
Yes,
headphones
we can hear you. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Michelle, and for the practice time, if we needed that, is it a full court that you get with the volleyball, or depending on team allowance, is it half court, half the volleyball court?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, right now the objective is to have one court for everybody.
Great.
You know, if we get flooded with requests, I don't know, we may look into making some small adjustments. If that were to happen, obviously, that would reflect on the cost. But, like I said, we've never, excuse me, we've never done anything like this, so I'm not quite sure exactly what the demand will be. We think that there is some demand, but we're just not quite sure exactly what that looks like. For this first year, if needed for future years, we can easily tack on some additional nights or times to be accommodating. But I do see kind of an additional question here from Emily that's somewhat relating. The Friday nights, I believe we have starting at 5 p.m. and can go till 9. I'd have to double check on that though, Emily. And again, we'd probably start with an hour allotments for each team, per court type of thing. So, and like April alluded to, we do have volleyballs, so we can provide that. And, like I said, try to make it as turnkey as possible for the teams or the coaches that are in need.
And if someone wants to start earlier, I think we've never, like Jeff said, we've never done this, but we probably would be able to start it a little earlier if you needed to. We just have to get that approved with our facility size, but we did block out the Friday nights. So, yeah, Emily, absolutely. If you wanted to pay more to do an hour and a half, that's totally, available to you guys. We just want to make it, again, one of the biggest issues we heard about people forming teams last year, we know there's certain schools that are great about giving practice times. Ralston Valley comes to mind, Golden comes to mind, Lakewood, but other places, what they've told us is we can't find practice time. So what we want to do is try and help, but unfortunately during the week we have set programs. Our gym kind of gets rented out a year in advance. And so we had a lot of pre-existing things, but so we were able to get Friday nights. And like Jeff said, if this takes off like we're hoping it does, we can look into next year getting more time, but for sure on Friday nights, just get with us and let us know, and then we'll put you in touch with Dylan and stuff. And then again, if you guys, I mentioned it before, but if you have a middle school, if you have a high school in your area or something that's closer to you that you want to reach out to them and see if you could rent some time, you can use our insurance because Gold Crown has connections with most of DPS, Jeffco, and Cherry Creek areas. And if it's anything else, you can use our insurance as well. So just communicate with us what your needs are, and we'll do our best to make it happen.
Any other questions? you'll see, we have some staff here, curious if there's any other hurdles that, that y'all face in terms of, playing in our fall league. I can tell you one thing that I've experienced over the years, with school starting in mid to late August and our league, beginning in late September. Oftentimes it's a quick turnaround for people to find a team or know where to go and all that stuff. So, one of the reasons why we're doing this obviously in May is to help kind of get the word out. April and I plan to communicate a lot with high school coaches and youth coaches over the summer, to try to get everything ready to go as possible for when school starts back up. Because, as you guys can imagine, a lot of the feeder teams are predicated on operating through the schools. So you have to wait for the schools to start back up. So I guess where I'm going with that is quick turnaround time often is a hurdle for some people. But registrations are open. All the registration is open for all these events. And so, or I should say divisions. So if you have your decision made and you're ready to go, there's nothing that's holding you back. And obviously April and I are here to help with any questions along the way. Any other hurdles that somebody might be facing that they'd like to share with the group?
Jeff, this is Emily. You might have mentioned this at the beginning of the call, and I apologize. I had a meeting I couldn't be on time, but if someone is going to sign up for a team that someone's coaching, is that what they've just put in? They request the coach?
Yeah, good question. Yes. So on the registration form, there is, I believe it says head coach or teammate request. And there's a box in there that, yes. So if you have someone that you want to play with or play for, you will put that in that question. So, it is worth noting that, there's been a few very random times where we're unable to accommodate some of those requests, but I would say 99% of them we're able to accommodate. So it is worth noting that it's not necessarily guaranteed, but the likelihood is very high. So, but that's a good question, Emily. Thanks for asking that.
And to add on to that, Emily, if any of you guys are head coaches and know that you're going to put a team in, you can also email me and just list your players, because sometimes they forget. And of course, we'll get them added and stuff and switched over. But if they forget to add you, it's just kind of a backup plan to make sure we get the players you want on your team as well.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, Dominic.
Sorry.
Dominic oh no, you're good, Emily.
I was just going to ask, I apologize. Is there a cap of students or of players that we have on our team, or what numbers do you guys recommend?
Yeah, good question. So typically we do the 8 to 12 range. 8 is a minimum, 12 is a maximum. With volleyball it's obviously there's 6 on the court. I would say the average is probably 10, maybe 9 to 10, somewhere around there. But 12 is the maximum that I would suggest doing for a team. So I see Dominique's question. Yeah, we appreciate the heads up on that Jeffco meeting. We will definitely, like I said, we have some postcards and stuff ready to go that we plan to get into all the high school coaches' hands. Obviously you're not in the building over the summer, but we can figure out ways to drop them off or put them in the mail or whatever it might be. So yeah, I appreciate the heads up on that.
Sorry, it's kind of windy, but the easiest way probably would be if you can get them to the schools, put them in our mailboxes.
Okay.
Most coaches check their mailboxes. I mean, I do. Most coaches will check their mailboxes pretty regularly if they can. So
sure. Okay, good to know.
My suggestion.
Thanks,
yeah,
Dominic.
we can drop them off to the schools for sure. Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah.
And just so you know, for the high school league, we obviously don't plan to just focus solely on Jeffco. We're hoping that we'll get the other school districts involved with that. And, we offer a similar league for our basketball programs, and it is widely successful and very popular. So we're hoping that, we can get the word out to all the high schools, and it's just a good thing for the high school coaches to be able to hand to the kid that they unfortunately have to cut. say, hey, but there's the second option that you can go participate. It's at Gold Crown. So we're excited about it. It should be a great program, and looking forward to the success of it. So
Yeah, thank you guys for starting it. I have to cut a
Yeah.
lot of kids, and so it's nice to have them have another volleyball option
sure.
since club
Yeah.
tryouts are done. So
Yeah,
I
for
appreciate
sure.
it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Dominique.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I just want, I don't have a question. I just have a couple comments. I'm a dad of two girls that discovered volleyball through Gold Crown last year, a sixth grader and an eighth grader. I first want to say the website had a section that allowed parents to connect with teams, and that was very useful for our family. It
Okay.
had some teams looking for players and listed the tryout dates. That's how we were able to get engaged. So I think continuing that's going to be great for the success of the program. The other thing is my eighth grader was very sad because last year you didn't have the high school continuation, and this year you do. So my daughter, who's going to be in high school, is very excited about that. Whether she makes the high school team or not, she still wants to do the Gold Crown League.
Great. Yeah. Appreciate that. Thanks for the feedback, Paul. Yeah, we on your first note there, yes, we do plan to populate our tryout page again. Yeah, that is something that we do every year. With that page, we're kind of at the mercy of the people running the tryouts. But April does a good job at kind of hounding those people to say, hey, share with us your tryout information, because we do feel like it is a good resource for the individual parent who's looking for a tryout or a team near them. And then keep in mind our high school league. If your older daughter is unable to make the team, it's a great resource. Going back to our basketball program, we've heard stories of kids that will play. They get cut from their high school team, they play in our league, and there's been a couple of players that I've heard that went on to play collegiately. So it's a good way to keep the kids engaged, keep them involved in the sports. Like I mentioned earlier, we pride ourselves in being a well-organized group. So, hoping that we can get those kids to be involved with the sport for years to come.
This is Michelle. I have one more question, and it's kind of an exploratory question when you were talking about ideas and suggestions. I coach my daughter, but she's just fifth grade. We're kind of getting into the club scene. I played club through college. And boy, it's kind of crazy, as you guys know. So my question is, just with the huge presence of club and the financial constraints, does your season end in the fall? Because for all those other kids, I'm just curious, is Gold Crown also a place to offer that off-season sport when kids maybe can't afford the, in my opinion, insane
Right.
costs that club has become? So I was just curious if you've explored that path, or maybe that's not possible with your basketball.
No, so actually, that's a great question. I'm actually glad you asked that. And we're offering volleyball almost year round, leagues.
Okay.
We're doing for this year, we're doing 2 winter sessions. They will be like similar situation. It'll be a practice play model during the week. And they'll practice for 45 minutes and then play a match. We're doing 2 winter sessions and then a spring session. We will look into a summer session next year, but again, we just don't have the gym space right now. But 100%, we want to make this affordable for families. We want to make it accessible, and we just want kids to play. And exactly what you're saying is what families like came up and were begging me when I was walking around. They're like,
pricing them out.
Yeah, they're like, we want to play. And I mean, and it's not just the price. It's like if kids aren't, that club level is intense. It's a lot of time. It takes a high skill level. And so, yeah, that's exactly what we're offering. So after the fall league, we will have 2 winter sessions and then spring as well. And then in the summer, we do a summer camp. We get some great summer coaches to come, and it's like a skills camp, but we are trying to offer volleyball year round for the person that wants to play.
Good to hear. Thank you.
It is worth noting last winter was the first year that we offered our winter league. and
Got
it
it.
sold out. It sold out quickly, and I think we had a wait list of 75 kids or something like that.
Wow.
To April's point, we are expanding that program this year, so we're going to do 2 back-to-back seasons. The first one I want to say starts like December 3rd. I want to say it's this league will take place on Tuesday nights. And so it'll be the first session or first season starts December 3rd, and then the second season starts shortly thereafter. So we're really excited about that. And then, like she said, we also offer a spring league, and then next summer hoping to find some gym space to offer us some form of summer league. So yeah,
Awesome.
and to your point,
Thank you.
yeah, and to your point, we want to be affordable. That's the reason why we're doing this is we want to provide opportunities for kids to play. And, no, I understand that, club volleyball, there's a purpose for it. And there's obviously really good volleyball players out there that playing at that level is conducive for them. But again, we're trying to promote the kid who might be new to the sport or the family that wants an affordable option.
Right.
So, help spread the word. If you know of any other families that want to do it, I know personally I have a little girl who's just knocking down the door and she's so excited to start volleyball, and it's perfect for that young athlete that wants to just begin and find a safe spot to do it. So yeah, appreciate that.
And to kind of add on
thank
to
you guys.
what Jeff said is we also, in expanding the leagues, we also expanded the age. We used to start at 5th grade, and now we're starting at 3rd grade because we have heard that the younger kids want to play, and Jeff's daughter's a testimony that these younger kids just want to play. So we have lighter balls, we lower the nets, and again, just want to get these kids playing. So please spread the word.
Thank you. Will do.
One thing to mention that I forgot to mention earlier, for the gold and silver divisions, we will provide one up referee for those games. That bronze division, we do not offer referee for that. So we do rely on, whether it be a parent volunteer or some form of coach that wants to step in. I just wanted to mention that because there's obviously that price difference between those divisions. It's worth mentioning. So. And Dominique, I see your note about the summer league. Yeah, it may get to a point where we need to rely on outside gym space. So again, we're looking at 2025 for that. Not sure what time of the summer, but we'll kind of get everybody's feedback on what might work best and go from there. But yeah, we'll definitely keep Golden in mind. I appreciate that. Anybody have any last minute comments or questions? Appreciate your time. We kind of strategically picked the 12 o'clock hour because maybe we'd catch people on their lunch hour.
Could you send, or maybe your email or numbers, Jeff and April, are on the website, or just so if we want to form a team and, like you said, just email you directly, or your emails, can you chat it out to the group, or is it on the website?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We'll get it added here to the comment section here. A Thompson at goldcrownfoundation.com and J Petty at goldcrownfoundation.com. So yeah, we'll get those added in there, and feel free to reach out to either one of us and we'll get you pointed in the right direction. And we want to be as helpful as possible. So again, going back to those, if anybody's facing any specific hurdles or anything like that, please share your feedback, because we really want to make this as successful as possible for everybody. And we're certainly open to making adjustments along the way or changes in the future. All right. Well, if there's no other further questions, again, we appreciate your time. And feel free to reach out to us with any, question comes up later today or tomorrow, or whatever. If you forget, feel free to reach out to either April or I. We'd love to help out and get this going. But yeah, we're excited for the fall. It should be a great season. And we will be offering another one of these Q&As probably later in the summer for anybody who was unable to attend this. But yeah, thanks again, April.
No, thank you guys. And again, like I said, we're available. Any ideas you have, let us know. We're here to help you. We just want to grow this program, and like we've said it many times, but our goal at Gold Crown is for these kids to play, and it's just such a fun league, and to see these young players get better and have fun. That's what we're here for. So just let us know what you need, what you want, and we will do our best to make it happen. Thank you guys so much for your time.